At 3:05 p.m., National Weather Service detected a very dangerous storm outside. Move to sturdy shelter now.
He's coming our way. Coming our way. Yeah, please. Let's go.
This Friday, May 27th, marks the 25th anniversary of the F5 tornado that destroyed a small Central Texas community in Jarrell.
May 27th, 1997. In the small Texas community of Jarrell, a tornado stopped moving. Most tornadoes race across the landscape. This one didn't. Instead, it slowed. Then it crawled directly over a small neighborhood called Double Creek Estates. Inside the vortex, winds exceeded 260 miles per hour. Homes were not simply damaged, they vanished. Cars were crushed and thrown through the air. Trees were ripped from their ground. And the tornado stayed in the same place for nearly 3 full minutes, grinding everything beneath it. When the storm finally moved away, the neighborhood was gone. Even the grass had been torn from the soil. This was not just destruction. It was one of the most violent tornadoes ever recorded. Meteorologists later studied the damage carefully. What they found was deeply disturbing. The Jarrell tornado behaved unlike almost any tornado before it. Most tornadoes move quickly, often 30 to 60 miles per hour, but this tornado barely moved at all. It crawled across the land at only a few miles per hour. That slow movement allowed the wind to grind against structures far longer than normal. Homes were reduced to nothing. Concrete foundations were swept clean. In some places, even the ground itself had been scraped away. Meteorologists called this phenomenon ground scouring, and in Jarrell it was extreme. But to understand how something this violent could happen, we have to go back a few hours earlier, to the moment the storm first began forming over central Texas.
She was mom holding on to her. They were just holding each other. And they died that way.
I've never seen anything as devastating as that.
I expected to find something, and we didn't find anything, except for just wreckage and bodies.
I didn't even bother to take any pulses because they were gone. There was nothing anyone could do for them.
That afternoon, storms began developing across central Texas. The atmosphere was highly unstable. Hot air near the ground, cooler air above. Perfect conditions for severe thunderstorms. Meteorologists were watching radar closely, but something about this storm system was unusual. Instead of moving northeast like most storms in the region, this one drifted south, slowly, unpredictably. Inside the storm, rotation began tightening. Cloud bases lowered. A funnel began forming beneath the dark sky. At 3:40 p.m., the funnel touched the ground. What began as a small dust swirl was about to become one of the most terrifying tornadoes in American history.
These storms will also produce large hail and heavy rain. Take cover as they approach. There is a tornado warning for Bell County.
Man, that's serious.
At first, the tornado looked relatively small, a narrow column of rotating dust. But the storm above it was rapidly feeding energy into the circulation. The funnel widened, the wind strengthened. Within minutes, the tornado transformed into a massive wedge. Meteorologists would later classify it as F5 intensity, the highest level on the Fujita scale. But the most unusual part was not its strength, it was its speed, or rather, its lack of speed. The tornado was barely moving.
Spewed pieces of something into the sky.
When the Jarrell tornado entered Double Creek Estates, it slowed almost to a stop. The massive vortex rotated directly over the neighborhood. Homes were torn apart instantly, roofs disappeared, walls collapsed, vehicles were lifted and thrown. But the destruction didn't stop there. Because the tornado wasn't moving, it stayed. The powerful winds continued grinding over the same area, again and again and again. Entire houses were ripped from their foundations, and debris was pulverized. Trees were stripped of bark and branches, and in many places, the soil itself was torn away from the ground. One of the most shocking aspects of the Jarrell tornado was the damage to the land itself. Meteorologists discovered areas where the ground had been scoured away. Grass disappeared, topsoil vanished, large patches of earth looked scraped clean. This level of destruction happens only in the most violent tornadoes. But even among F5 storms, Jarrell was extreme because the tornado stayed over the same ground for so long. The wind simply kept grinding like a giant invisible machine, way until almost nothing remained.
Devastation was mind-boggling. It's hard to believe that you're looking at a patch of earth where literally the life was sucked out of it.
When the storm finally weakened and moved away, emergency crews rushed toward Jarrell. But what they found was unlike anything they had seen before. Entire homes were gone. Vehicles were twisted into piles of metal. Debris was scattered across open fields. In many places, the land looked flattened and scraped, as if the tornado had sanded the earth itself. Double Creek Estates had been completely destroyed. The neighborhood was simply gone.